or hopefully he just doesn't get to that point on BZM, because it is definitely demoralizing to get hit like that and then you're right back into the mix. Here he is again. But it just definitely doesn't seem like as free of a game for BZM this time around.
I feel like just having the gyro over the Bloodseeker's gonna make a large difference here in terms of that early game damage and the laning. I think Isle Gyro is a lot more formidable than Chen Bloodseeker, but they are up against that Timbersaw, and we've seen Amar just go ham on this hero.
Yeah, he has had even greater performances on this hero than he has with the Underlord, which is a scary thought, especially with BZM back on a hero that he had an amazing performance with. It just feels like the hits never stop coming. But that being said, Misha away from his team and well far away from getting his life saved, and Thug will get first blood.
High ground wards paying off, and they chose to give it to the Dragon Knight, so they're putting their faith in the patron saint of Davian here. So we saw, I like seeing Spartan, you know, I don't know what that was pregame, but maybe he's sending a prayer to the knights above, the patron saints of Greece, whatever that weird book he had up on screen was doing for him. I think they'll need a little help this game after that last game beatdown.
Yeah, they were saying it might have been a tarot card. Hopefully it came face up and not upside down, because that's always an issue as well. The tarot cards can read you some bad fates, and maybe this time it was the right way around.
Already though, sure. 11's getting zoned off this lane top. This is not boding well for Brame. They tried to get these lane matchups right. Really wanted this gyro versus the Timber, but that Bane Death kind of gave OG some information, and they're abusing it to the maximum here. Trying to force the CK to TP. We'll get it.
Yeah, so now he finally is, yeah, you're playing musical lanes, right? Like you're trying to get the better matchup once the TP's used. You have free reign to kind of have the lane set the way you want, right?
To a degree, it just depends on, like here, Amar can TP top, and Gyro can also TP and follow him, and then you end up in the situation where, you know, it's like 3 cores in a lane. It can get kind of weird. So but it is in OG's hands now. They'll get to choose these matchups depending on which they want. And honestly, Amar's almost level 3 already. I don't even think they need to switch much for the foreseeable future. He's cruising.
And cruising by himself over bot. Thug taking some damage here over mid and getting pretty low. He does have 2 sips in that bottle left over. And Thug really hoping he doesn't see a repeat of last game in terms of BZM's performance, but maybe a repeat of what happened earlier when they were able to get that kill onto the Storm.
Definitely some good stuff happened for him late game early. But like you said, the later game impact was, you can't buy that many nulls and do the same thing on Dragon Knight. I'll tell you that much. So they're going to have to snowball a little bit more this game. And that's why this early lane shenanigans hurt. I think it hurt Brame a decent amount already off the bat here. Not what they were hoping to see. Taiga laying the
just
pressure.
Getting chased. Yeah, he's right in their face there with Misha, who was getting a little bit low, pops a salve, and now he's able to stay in lane. These 3 heroes,
just creep.
Aggressive tri-lane.
Force the TP out even.
Oh, and now 11's just by himself, so he is almost looking dead to rights on his screen already. If they could just find that last loosened beam.
But the tower.
Oh boy. And now he's gonna TP away from this one.
So Brame salvaging a little bit here, honestly. Those exchanges, OG were trying to force the death to get those TPs out, but end up paying a bit in the regen trade, and this Ench feels like she has to go bottom.
It seems like a moment where they can go for Yuragi. They've got the Illuminate with the Reality Rift Chaos Bolt.
Bolton won.
They've got Chaos Bolt in a second, trying to get the Ironwood Branch to fog them. And yeah, Illuminate in, one more right click, and 11 gets a little bit of revenge there. You make my lane difficult, I'll take your life.
Really nice abuse of this double lane they had going in too. You just can't stand and fight that creep wave. So Brame getting a little bit of revenge here, salvaging what was looking potentially to be disaster of laning phase. Showing their scrappiness once more.
Yeah, this lineup definitely still feels like one of those lineups that can do quite a bit. Courier just kind of hiding behind a tree there for the Coddle for a second, and almost was right next to Bane, but almost baiting it out. take this and we'll Chaos Bolt you, Reality Rift, Illuminate you.
Trying to steal that camp.
Radiant's
We'll see if
middle
Desire
tower
ends
is
up...
under attack.
I feel like every time they play this Coddle, Desire ends up wanting to just sit in this top lane and defend this tower for as long as possible. It felt like last game, though, the downside is he was a huge part of their early damage. This game, some of it can come out from that gyro, but it's also a question of, you know, how many points does he commit to his Rocket Barrage over that flak? Usually when you play a style gyro, if you can free farm jungle with the flak build, that's going to be your biggest accelerator, but I feel like he has to go for more barrage points this game.
Immediately with the Reality Rift, Chaos Bolt, and the Illuminate on Misha, he's forced to pop another salve. And as the levels go on, he's also got that 1 level in Chakra Magic, lowering those cooldowns. This can get difficult if you're not in the right position for OG, but well, you look at the CS, and I mean, they've got 4 heroes at the top.
Don't see that every day, but Taiga bringing the numbers. He's rotated top too. This is the upside of what OG likes to do with this Timber. Leave him alone, bring the numbers elsewhere. Encha's one of the best heroes to do this in the early game because she's basically 2 heroes in 1, right? And bring them both up here. This tri-lane could spell disaster for this DK.
Yeah, that's what was giving them trouble earlier in the lane, was when it was those 3 heroes able to pressure Brame in this top lane. And meanwhile, mid is going really well, to say the least. BZM at 46-10 to Thugs 23-4. Maybe a little bit padded taking the camp over to the side of the mid lane, but still quite a lead over mid for OG.
Definitely gonna be happy with that. The only saving grace on that lane is that first blood that Thug got, kind of keeping him in the race, but and a nice little rune, so
Radiant are scanning.
I'll be happy about that one. I will say this Taiga Enchantress feels like he's had some openings, but at the same time, I haven't felt like he's gotten a huge amount done in this early game with the amount of space he's had. They're going to try for this DK, though.
And they might be able to get Thug. And they've got themselves the Vortex. They have the damage, the Dragon Tail, to be Taiga who gets the kill. And yeah, he's getting a lot of kills this series. Had a lot with the Sharpshooter in the first game. Now he's continuing the trend, getting that kill there onto Thug. And well, Amar doing his own thing over bottom 2v1. The numbers may not favor him in terms of heroes in the lane, but it's certainly favorable with what he's getting done. And he gets himself his own kill.
This is not why you picked this Gyro versus Timber to lose in the 2-on-1.
Oh, gosh.
Yubito cannot go down.
He's going to get both. Ooh, Amar just needs the Chakram for a second. And it just gets... Spartan's back. If Timbersaw gets the mana and Spartan's not too careful, this could just be 3, one after the other. And he's got the Arcane Boots, so you need to be careful.
Might just grab him here again.
Oh, he went with him on the tether. That was pretty sweet.
The only thing saving
right there.
I was gonna say the only thing saving Spartan was the lack of mana, but not even enough.
Soul Ring, Arcane Boots.
This game is a disaster for Brame already.
3K lead already, and there is nothing that's gonna touch this Timber.
He's taking the tower. This was also that catapult wave that he saved up. Playing this safe lane to perfection here from Amar.
Navito, again, this could be a problem. Amar, he's kind of in no man's land. Desire's right here, but he's got the Soul Ring, he's got the Timber Chain, and that's 4 kills in this lane.
Somebody stop this man. Honestly, somebody stop him, please.
He's carrying the game. Whoever you think you were, I am right now, is Amar.
Mid tower's just going down to this Enchantress gang, so it's pretty rare we see a game spiral this fast out of control. All 3 tier 1s are dead by 8 minutes. That's got to be some record somewhere in one of these tournaments. And it's just disaster for Brame's type of lineup because they're the ones who want to be pushing, winning the lanes, taking down OG's towers to limit where this Luna and Storm can play. It's the exact opposite here. This is a very tough situation to salvage, and honestly just brilliant lane dominance from OG.
Feels like the same storyline again, and maybe a little bit differently. It wasn't exactly the lanes that gave OG the dominance before, but now it is certainly the lanes that have given them this massive opening 9 minutes in. It's Brame. It's almost like OG's style of play perfectly interacts with Brames and counters it. As they've got themselves Chaos Bolt, the 1 second stun out onto the Bane. They will get Misha, so they do get themselves a third kill. But again, it's just doesn't feel like it's enough. That can get the ball rolling, but it really needs to start to gain a lot of velocity.
A nice consolation prize, but Lamar's going to finish up this tier 1. Didn't go down, but it was basically left for dead. And now that opens up this Ancients, which was kind of this Gyro's last resort in terms of trying to catch him in this
He's gonna
game.
spot this.
Yeah, he knows.
Oh boy.
This is, I think you have to defend this if you're Brame. This is not a stack you can give up with how little map control you're going to have. At the same time, Nubito.
Just getting dropped here by BZM. And it's crazy. Amar, he wants the high five. Erica was doing this earlier. And Vici ended up winning their series over Aster. And now you've got Amar who's just looking for a high five as they continue to just step all over Brame. And that is going to be a dead IO as Taiga gets the last shot on that one. 7,000 net worth. They are starting to double up. Everybody looking for high fives.
This is what happens when you don't address Lamar's Timber Saw. You need to make this guy's game extremely hard, not just, oh, you know, we'll probably be able to deal with him. This is not a hero-player combination you can ignore to this extent. He is just running away with it.
Misha in trouble, but again, it's a consolation prize.
Yep. This Gyro, he sees all his empty camps.
Tears. Just
Not
tears.
feeling good. Despair.
Very much despair. I don't even know if you can convince yourself in that fire when you're sitting in the chair that this is fine. Because it's not.
This is definitely not fine, and Brame knows it. They have a couple desperation smokes they can pull out here to try and pull something out of this game. Yuragi would be a good start.
Yeah.
But there's no blink or any initiation here.
They are trying to catch up. The Nightmare gets pulled. They've got the Reality Rift. They have the stun. It's out onto, you guessed it, Misha, who has been a part of 4 of these 5 deaths for his team, which is fine because he dies and the net worth still goes up.
Pretty much. He's perfectly happy to die 10 times this game because it's not going to derail any of OG's game plan at this point. You kill a Bane, so what, you know? He's already level 6. He's got what he needs for the next 3 or 4 minutes anyway. His team's going to get the next round of items. They win a fight. They'll get everything back off that alone, so he's perfectly happy to tank all of these smokes. And there's a limited amount of these smokes that Brame even has left in the tank at this point, because this is just an insane gold deficit.
You know, not. Looks like they've got like 1 smoke left, and it is feeling like that is the one that's going to be needing to be everything for them.
Meanwhile, OG smoking themselves. Regen rune on BZM. We saw him put these runes to great use game 1. He's looking to inflict even more pain.
Smoke breaks. He goes after Thug. He's got the Vortex. Nubito is coming over. BZM a little bit worried about committing right now. He's getting closer and closer to the BKB and may not want to give up any second on that timing. And yeah, like you said, he's got the regen rune. That was the story. There were multiple stories. You could fill a newspaper with the amount of stories that came out of OG in game number 1. The rune control, the fact that BZM had every power rune to the 26-minute mark until Brame finally got into the river. The emotional damage, the domination that came after the lanes.
There's a lot of damage in that game. Emotional, economic, draft, you name it. They do have Blink on Thug, though.
Yeah, finally to be able to catch up to Yuragi, but he's got Taiga here. Now go to the Eclipse. They relocated into this one, and they may not want to be here anymore. Nubito, Spartan, they both fall. They're going to ball lightning in for more. They got the Reality Rift onto Yuragi, but Yuragi surviving for the moment. They get the kill on a Thug. It's a triple kill here for BZM, looking for more. Taiga gets one, as is tradition. They've got the Fiend's Grip, which is all they needed from Misha to finish off the entirety of Brame, and it's an ultra kill for BZM. It's just 3 null talismans equals 4 kills. Why not? The math works out. It checks out. It's fine.
Taiga just keeping his buddy alive. with a little bit of that extra heal. And this is the downside of this Brame lineup we saw last game too. The damage is slow to come out. It gives OG so much time to respond. Even Misha coming in here at the end of that team fight. Full duration grip. Yeah, BZM, he's happy to clean all this up. Honestly, I feel like a lot of teams might even just call the GG there. But obviously, Spartan is not one to let his team go out early. They're going to keep trying to pull something.
Got only level 1 in the Nature's Attendants, which was enough to save the Luna. And enough. Oh, okay. All right, I'll shut up. It got him. Fair enough.
Barely.
The brief fire was enough.
Oh, there's another consolation prize.
Yeah.
You know you're pretty far ahead when you're tipping your own teammate on their death. Like, you know.
Thanks for space.
Exactly.
How far away was he from getting this off? I got tricked. Oh, and he's not gonna die. And Caster's Curse. He dies.
That's how it always happens.
I tried, Taiga. I tried to save your life.
Gotcha.
But I cursed you instead. OG placing down some lane vision over mid, just trying to keep some eyes here to catch Brame, because they've been continuing to play aggressively. They had Yuragi farming the dire jungle. He feels comfortable enough to stay out there, or was feeling comfortable enough to be in that position.
This is just... OG as a team, you just do not want to give this strong of a lead to either, because they're so good at closing the map out, knowing the ring conditions and playing for them. We saw last game, they're perfectly happy to itemize in any direction they feel is going to secure that match. And they're really good at abusing the levels on heroes too. We saw that level differential last game. This one's even more extreme. This Amar Timbersaw is level 15 at 16 minutes. That is absurd for an offlaner in this meta. Timbersaw is definitely one to benefit.
Yeah. Rocking the highest XP per minute. Meanwhile, Fiend's Grip, and nothing they can do to save Nabito. They've got the Vortex, the Nightmare, and the damage to kill off Spartan. Another multi-kill there for BZM, going off like a pinball machine. Or it's, instead of multi-ball, multi-kill. Bouncing all over the place.
Multi-death if you're Brame. It's going to be a quick tilt out, I believe. This is just not an easy way back in this game either. I mean, I don't think any point game you're 15 down at 15 is easy, but just the way their lineups are built.
Blink, Dragon Tail. It's not enough. They've got the Vortex and everybody's here. Even Amar showing up. He's leaving his lane. He's coming through the 3-second stun. It's not going to matter. 11 Thug, they both fall. And again, OG looking for someone to high five them. It's funny because they use the high five and no one on their team will... never mind. Usually they let it time out.
Well, the problem is they're killing Brame too fast. You know, you got to leave him alive for a little longer if you want that high five. You can't high five corpses out here, so
it requires a lot more work, that's for sure. Amar down bottom, and while they're taking Roche, Amar will just control them all, and Nabito will fall to Amar, who will throw out the tip. Meanwhile, it doesn't look like he's gonna die here. It doesn't feel like he's gonna fall.
he's untouchable.
Yeah, 5-0-4. Look at that, straight face, ready to go, doesn't care. And he's
having the time of his life. I guarantee you that. Every Timbersaw player loves these types of games.
BCM. All right, he just got that Aegis, but it'll be used pretty quickly. The team's not really around him. Misha's here to get the save. All they needed was the Nightmare to stop the stun coming in with the Dragon Tail.
Always has that
BKB,
BKB though. Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's even going Lincolns again. I mean, why not? They don't lack damage this game. Even this Enchantress is going to start pumping it out with this Hurricane Pike build she's rushing.
Yeah, Taiga is very farmed.
Oh, yeah. Nice grip.
Going in, BKB, Fiend's Grip, the damage on a Spartan, looking for the kill on not one but two. 11's going to die, and they'll look for more. Oh, Nabito. Safe for now.
Safe to do what, though? There's not much space left on this map. You're basically getting forced out of the last... Oh, they got the Storm Stun.
All right, well, can they kill BZM? It's, well, looking like it might happen. And it's close to brief fire, though, missing by centimeters, but the Illuminate is there, and they'll get the kill on a BZM. They'll a 10-time spree. This is the most amount of gold Desire's ever gotten in one kill. As, well, you've got Amar on the back lines looking over at Akado. They'll get the kill on a Desire. Misha falls to Thug. Amar back into the fight. Meanwhile, by the way, hey, your top tier 3 NRACs are going down. So you may want to get back and, well, try and figure that out. But unfortunately, when you've got a Timbersaw in your face, it makes that kind of difficult.
Just casually raxing you at 20 minutes while another team fight's going down. That's no problem, you know. Taiga solo killing Gyro.
No! And the Eclipse coming through. Thug locked up with the Lucent Beam. Taiga again will take that kill. He is 5-1-7.
I usually don't advocate it, but it's almost like you want him to call the game so the beatdown stops, you know? Like throw in the towel. This one is, I believe, unsalvageable, but I respect their spirit at least fighting through. Shows you the type of team Brame are. They are embracing the win together, lose together mentality.
Potentially win together. But it is certainly dire for them. And they'll go in with Amar just on the run for a second. The Chakram doing a lot of damage to Spartan. They're trying to put everything out onto the Timbersaw. And meanwhile, BZM without mana. You're a bit far there, BZM, but he does have the team nearby and the BKB still going. So TP out, Fiend's Grip on an illusion. Not exactly what Misha's looking for, but well,
that sleep state.
I guess BZM got out. Yeah.
His BKB was running out, so he could have got stunned.
And Blink Dragon Tail on a Taiga, but he is well too strong for that. Thug not looking like the Thug he should be on this hero. As DK goes down, the look over at 11. Amar still moving forward. I don't really think this guy backs up. He continues to just walk on in and again look for that high 5 as the impetus shots on a Nobito once again. The Lucent Beam and a double kill for Yuragi. They'll finally call it, and OG will take a pretty simple 2